Ooh. Hey, babe.
Hi.
Hold on, let me turn your mic up a little bit.
It's not close. Okay. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you just fine. You good?
Great. I'm good. How are you?
I am good, baby. It's been a long hiatus. What, a month?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we need to get back again, getting to be more consistent again. What do you think?
Try to anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all we can do at this point. Well, anyway, welcome to Melanated Thought, where we talk about things that affect the black community. I didn't say affect, did I? I did. That affect the black community. I'll get it right. I'm kind of out of practice, y'all. I'm sorry. But anyway, I'm Reggie.
And I am Mimi the lady.
And let me get my sound effects up here. And what a lovely lady she is. Hold on, y'all. Y'all know my sound effect. This thing's tripping. Dang, I'm all off.
Blame it on the issue.
Oh, no, it's me. I'm not going to blame anybody but myself.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, y'all, we're here. Another episode. And this is going to be hopefully a good one. Well, actually, all of them are good. But we'll figure it out. Okay, there's my sound effect. If it'll come up.
Wow.
There we go. Finally.
Right? Yeah.
I know it, man. Kind of off. But anyway, we have a very, very, very good show coming up. And this is episode 56, and this one is called Crabs in the Barrel, the Kevin Gates edition. And the reason why I named it this is because a while back, Kevin Gates did an interview on the Breakfast Club, and my wife sent me this snippet of what Kevin Gates has said. He said the biggest people that kept holding him down and kicking him while he was down was black people, which kind of tied into the show that we had a few weeks back called Crabs in the Barrel.
Right.
So that's why I called this one Crabs in the Barrel, the Kevin Gates edition. But we'll get deeper into that subject a little bit later on. And as usual, I always ask my wife, how have you been?
Well, it's been a minute. Good to see you. How you doing? Hello. It's been a minute. And
Yeah.
so good to be back. Thank you guys for welcoming us back into your homes, your cars, wherever you are. Just been living life, working hard.
Yeah.
Family reunion last weekend.
Oh, yeah, that was a fun time, man.
Yeah.
That was actually a fun time. Let me go ahead and do the hand clap for the family reunion, man. Why does that go out? But anyway, let's go ahead and, talk about the family reunion because, I know you're really big on family. So, yeah, it was a nice time, man.
Yeah, it was.
It really was. I mean, I
You
don't
got
have
to see
any-
the other half.
Yeah,
Well, one part of the other half, anyway.
yeah.
And just seeing cousins and family I hadn't seen in a year. 'Cause we hadn't been there a couple of years, too. So it was just good coming back. Hopefully we can... A lot of people that was normally there wasn't there, but hopefully we can get that back on track. God's
yeah.
blessing.
That's always a good thing.
But I would be remiss if I didn't mention today is 9/11.
Yeah.
September 11th,
And
2001.
I can tell you exactly where I was at, man. I was at work. At the time, I was a government employee. I was working at Tinker Air Force Base. And when I was there, the base shut down that day. It shut completely down after that stuff happened. So we got the news for everybody to go home. And we went home. They shut the base down for 3 days that day. Well, that week, I should say. Because it was, I forgot what day of the week it was. But anyway, they shut the base down. The base was shut down. Nobody could get in. If you were already on base, you couldn't get off. But luckily, the ones that got sent home got sent home. And I was one of the lucky ones that got sent home.
Wow.
Because that was really, really, really deep, man.
Well, it was a Tuesday.
Yeah, it was on Tuesday. Yeah, they shut down for the rest of the week.
And I remember sitting in my office, and my grandmother called me, and she like, "Baby, what floor do you work on?" I'm like, "Granny, what's wrong?" She said, "Baby, you ain't looking at the news." And at that time, that's when our offices was underground. Like, we had offices that was built underground.
Right.
And I like, "No, girl, we can't really get that kind of reception down here." So I logged in on the computer, and right when I logged on the computer, that's when another plane was hitting
Right.
the second tower, I believe.
Yep. Well,
And I'm like, "What's going on?" And she kept on like, "Oh my God, oh my God." So I guess my voice increased. And my I don't call him my boss, but Martin, the owner of our company, his office sit across from mine. And he like, "Orlinda, is everything okay?" Oh God. He says, "Everything okay?" Gave him a government. I said, "No, have you seen the news?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "No, what the," he's a big cuss. He's like, "What the F is going on?"
Right.
And so he walked up into my office. He was like, "Where is this?" I said, and I was still on the phone with my granny. I like, "Granny, where?" She said, "New York City." And I was like, "Oh my God, oh my God." And so he went back to his office and he started, trying to find out what's going on. At that time, I was like, "Oh my God." So I'm collecting my things. I'm like, "I'm out of here, get my purse together." I always took another bag on me and stuff like that. And he like, "Wait, we don't want nobody to leave." And I was like, "Well, why can't we leave?" And he felt like it was safer for us in the building underground
Yeah.
than trying to get out there. And then after a couple of minutes, like one of my the guy I was with at the time and dating and stuff, he was like, "You need to come home. You need to get home. You need to go home." And I was like, "Huh?" And so I said, "Well, I gotta go home. I can't see her. My family want me to come home."
Right.
And then by that time, that's when my mom was calling, my dad was calling, and all that. And so I finally got home, but he said, "When you get home, text me." This is smart. He said, "When you get home, text me. Let me know you made it okay."
Right.
When I tell you that traffic was hell.
I believe it.
That traffic, it took me literally an hour and a half to get from downtown Dallas to where I live. I'm like, this is crazy.
Right.
Where it normally take me on a good day 20 minutes, you
Yeah.
know. But I didn't personally, not that I know of, lose anyone that fatal day. But
Yeah.
my heart goes out to families that are still angering from that day,
Yeah.
who are still trying to recover from that day, because you can never get over such a
No, you
tragedy
can't.
like that.
No, you really can't.
But I can't believe it's been 22 years.
It's been that long, huh?
2001? Well, let's see. Wow. Was that 21 years? 21 years.
It's been a while.
21 years. And it seemed like it was just not even that long ago.
Wow.
But I know they had a lot of dedications today. Like this morning, when I was looking at the news before I went to church, it was a lot of. There are going to be a war this morning at the same time. They try to capture the same time that the plane hit. They ring the bell and call out their names and things like that. So
Right.
this country has gone through so much. And I know I say this all the time. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. I really wouldn't, because you have people who are literally dying to get here.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know why people just don't like us as a country. That's crazy.
Well, there's several reasons. They think that the United States as a whole is a very tyrannical regime, which, to be completely honest with you, us being, foundational Black Americans, we can kind of sympathize with that part. Mm-hmm. And we see that. We understand that. But on the other side of that coin, if you don't live here, how can you sit up here and say what's what? You see what I'm talking about? That's just like me saying going to someone else's house. Well, saying that someone else's house is this, that, and the third. If I ain't never lived in your house, then how would I know?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So you really don't know. I mean, that's just them talking.
Yeah.
So that's my deal. But yeah, I was at. And to piggyback off of what you just said, at the time, I was like 5 minutes away from Tinker, literally 5 minutes away from Tinker Air Force Base. Mm-hmm. It took me an hour to get home.
Wow.
That's how bad things got. It took me a whole hour to get to get home. Because like I said, I could literally walk to work if I wanted to. It would take me, because I've had to do it. It took me 15 minutes to walk to work.
Wow.
But driving, 5 minutes. So with that said, it was bad, man. It really was. It was bad.
Yep. And it's like You have your good moments, then you have your bad moments.
Of course, that's with anything.
In essence, it's still a tragedy.
I agree. So yeah, like you said, shout out to those folks.
So rest in peace to all those
Yes,
people
indeed.
and all the surviving families that's trying to cope. Peace and blessings to you all.
Yeah, I remember when that happened. Jesse Jackson was on television, and he said, "We know who did it. Let's go get him." So I thought that was kind of. I said, "Oh, Jesse getting gangster." Mr. I am somebody is gangster.
Mr. Who that nigga think he is?
Exactly.
He calling Obama a
Yeah.
nigga. Who that nigga think he is?
Yeah, Mr. I am somebody. He got gangster. So yeah, But anyway,
Well, it took what? Obama supposed successfully captured the king of Al Qaeda,
yeah,
Osama bin Laden.
Bin Laden caught his ass. But that was an effort that was going on before his presidential campaign.
Oh, yeah,
but
definitely.
still, he's the one that gets credit.
He's the
for
one who gets the
exactly
recognition. For
yeah,
it.
he's the one getting recognition for it, which I can understand that completely.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, y'all. My allergies. Oh my god.
Yeah, my wife is suffering with allergies,
All
so
the
if you hear
time.
her,
I love going home, but once I breathe down there better because of the pine trees. When we come back up this way, I am suffering.
yeah, she is, man. I hate that for
But
her,
I'm a
man.
soldier. I'm a conquer through.
Yeah, she'll get through it.
Excuse all the interruption, me clearing my throat and things like that. I apologize in advance.
Yeah.
My voice is so deep and heavy.
It's kind of sexy too.
All right, I know, right?
Yeah, buddy. But anyway,
Yeah, moving on.
moving right
So,
on.
what about you, sir? What you been up to? What you been doing? What you been hanging out doing? What you been
Man, getting acclimated to the new position.
That's why I don't think you guys know.
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
moving
yes.
up in the world like the Jeffersons.
Hello. Yeah.
5 minutes from home.
Man, yeah.
Come home on lunch break. But I'm all right with it. I'm all right with it.
Oh, that's messed up.
Nah, that's what I always want. I always wanted to work not that far from home, but fortunately, I work from home. So
Exactly.
That's good. But yeah, it's been real cool. Real cool.
Oh, yeah.
So I didn't even know that it was a company down there that way.
Yeah. I mean, 'cause like when I saw where it was, I'm like, because like when I interviewed for the job, like I told you, I didn't think I was going to get it. And so I'm like, yeah, I ain't going to get that job.
You put your mind to, baby. You get it.
I know that, but
Yeah.
I know that now. But like I said, when I interviewed for the job, I said I ain't gonna get it. But these
It was just too good to
be.
be true, right?
Exactly, too good to be
good
true.
to be true.
But 15 minutes away from home, so come on, that's just not gonna happen. And plus the money's good. But lo and behold, I got that call back,
Yes, sir.
and here I am.
God is so good.
Yes, indeed, feed the needy,
All the time.
and all the time God is good.
Right.
But other than that, that's about it with me. And I guess we could get on with the show.
Absolutely.
Books to read. Books every black person should read at least once in a lifetime. I got one that I know you've read, probably.
And which one is that?
That would be Booker T. Washington's autobiography of From Slavery. Have you read that
I
one?
think I read that in college.
Yeah, but you read it though. Yeah. That's one of my favorite books because Booker T. Washington, of course, for those of you who don't know, founded the Tuskegee Institute, a very prestigious, very prestigious HBCU. I wish I would have had the opportunity to go there, but as luck would have it, I was a sooner.
Boomer sooner.
Already, baby. But anyway, it's just basically a tale of his life, man. He literally came up from slavery.
Right.
So, check that out, y'all, if y'all haven't already read it. And the next book that I have on my list is called Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome by Dr. Joy DeGruy. And it basically ties into what we're talking about today. Because the way I see it, I don't really consider I don't too much care for the whole thing about crabs in the barrel. I call it the plantation mentality. 'Cause that's pretty much what it is. Because you think about this for a second. Back in the day, when a slave knew how to read, if a slave knew how to read, or if a slave knew how to write, the first thing the other slaves would do was say, "Don't let nobody know you know how to read and write."
Right. Play dumb.
Yeah, play stupid. Because if they find out, they gonna get you. Then again, they had some slaves that would be a little punk and snitch on them.
Right.
And those slaves would either get their eyes plucked out, the tongues cut out, both, or killed.
Master, you know Bobo know how to read, right?
Exactly. That's exactly what they be doing.
Oh, God.
You know, trying to get their meritorious manumission. But
Don't
anyway,
get nothing.
and they came up with absolutely nothing.
Right.
And they remained slaves, even though you did all that snitching and cooning. But anyway, that's pretty much what this book is all about. It definitely ties into what we're talking about today. And then, of course, a book that I just got in the mail today. It's a book I've read before. It's called The Fall of America by Elijah Muhammad. A lot of people don't agree with Elijah Muhammad's philosophies, but Elijah has some good stuff to say.
Yeah.
So definitely pick this book up, y'all, because he prophesies a lot of the things that's going on right now to this very day in this book.
Isn't that a kick in the head?
Exactly. So it's
Oxymoron.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I didn't really, I guess
people,
by the way I was raised, I really didn't really indulge in that type of rhetoric that he would, talk about and
Right.
their religion and what they stood for.
Right.
But over the years, I've done my own assessment.
Right.
And I do, like, when I hear Farrakhan, you came home not too long, well, it's been a couple of months, but you like, oh, you looking at that? I was looking at Farrakhan give some speech at the convocation. Is that what it called?
Yeah.
And I was in awe of some of the things he was saying. I'm like, hey, that's some of the things that I, agree with or,
Right.
don't have a problem with. So do your own research, but just don't think because they're Muslims, they do this, that's not the case.
Right, exactly.
That's not the case
I've
at
always
all.
said that. I've always told people that, don't just take what somebody else says at face value. Do your own research. I mean, just because somebody says, "Oh, Farrakhan is evil," how do you know? Do you know anything about the man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you look at it, the Quran is pretty much
It's the Bible rewritten
it's just more in a more
from a different perspective, basically.
yeah, more kind of like of a understandable
Right.
per se.
Yeah.
Like they're doing a lot of the Bibles now. Now they're making like international standard or new like another language. You can all the thou shalt thou. They use like common words now.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much like the Quran has been doing that all along.
Right, exactly.
So the fall of America.
Definitely get that book,
Yeah.
y'all. Definitely get that book. It's a good one. And of course, a book that I've talked about before on this show several occasions: the United Independent Compensatory Code, a compensatory counter-racist code by Neely Fuller. Y'all gotta check that out, man. Please get this book. You will not be disappointed, black folks. I promise you won't.
And these books were written years ago.
Years and years ago.
So relevant.
Years and years ago.
That's-
Because the first edition of this
crazy.
book was written in the early to mid 70s.
Wow.
And then he added some stuff to it in the 80s. And the copy right here, this is a copy that I have right here. He added some more stuff to it.
And it's so prevalent today.
Yeah.
Is he psychic or did
he just talks
saw it
about-
coming down the pipeline?
He just talks about basically how to handle racism. That's pretty much it. He tells you what racism is, how to handle it, and all that good stuff. So that's pretty much it. And people need to read that book, especially black people. Mostly black people. They really need to read it. Anyway, that's all the books I got.
Good job.
All right.
Good list, as
All right.
always.
And here goes my favorite part. So, bold words from a black woman.
Hey,
But
now.
here's the thing, y'all. Today, the woman ain't black.
Yes, I've chose Queen Elizabeth because if you haven't heard by now, she's passed away.
She bit the dust, y'all.
She passed away on last Thursday. She was 96 years old. Nice long life.
Yeah, the longest
And
reigning.
the longest reigning queen, 50 plus years. That's a long.
That's a long time for any British monarch. The longest reigning British monarch in history.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a long time, man.
And it is a quote that I read of hers that I I can relate to, and I'm going to read it now.
Okay.
Quote, when life seems hard, the courageous do not lie down and accept defeat. Instead, they are all the more determined to struggle for a better future, end quote. I think that is so substantial to this day, especially with black women. The things we have to endure, go through just to be seen in this world today, especially single black mothers, professional women, just women in general.
Right.
You know, so I relate to that quite. And for her to be such a monarch that she was, still, and some people was forever will be.
Yeah.
I just want to give a little kudos to her. And
You better not talk bad about the queen, boy.
yeah, you told me something about Willie
Ask
D
Willie
or
D.
something. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but they threatened Willie D, man.
Some people say she had her moment, especially against America. But I mean, you know, I remember when 9/11 hit, she had the Pledge of Allegiance just play all around on their speakers around the, I don't think they call their cities, what they call them,
The kingdom? Well, you might as well say it was a kingdom.
yeah, like the little streets. So I mean, she didn't have to do that,
No, she didn't.
and she visited over here.
She visited America lots of times,
many
man. Come on.
times.
Yeah.
However you feel, whatever your reservation is about her, I still want to give her a little homage
And I definitely have
to
my
her
reservations.
as a woman. She didn't have to be a black one. She's a woman, and she led for many, many years.
Yeah, I get credit where
years.
credit's due, man. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, I have my reservations about the queen because, you know, I mean, I look at it like she was a tyrannical woman, but, you know, and she was. But you know,
Most of us are.
yeah, I mean, we'll get into it a little bit later on down on another show. But anyway, that's my wife's pick, man. This is her segment, and she has free reign of her segment. So
Thank you. So, rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth. You were an outstanding queen to be.
hell yeah. Well, yeah.
Thank
okay.
you.
But that remains to be seen. I digress.
Quit piggy.
All right, I'll stop picking.
Good
But anyway,
Lord.
we got the music cracking, y'all, and this is we went to a car show this weekend.
We did. You know me. I was like, what? Car show? But it was good. I'm not gonna lie. First of all, I was outside. Like, what? Heat. But it was nice. It was nice. It was first time here that we had like a nice little breeze.
Yeah.
But it was good. Seeing some old school classics. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, buddy.
And shout out to, I don't know her name, but she had the purple Charger. She won
Man,
two
that
trophies.
their car was clean though.
But it was 3 women who won. So I was impressed with that. One of them had a big old,
Yeah,
see that
big
big
old
old black
truck,
that
yeah.
had that Dukes of Hazzard horn.
Yeah, sound like a train, man. She
Big
blew
old
that horn.
Trump flag on the back of it though.
Oh, my God,
we gonna give her a pass on that
Yeah,
one.
we give her a pass. On that one.
And then the other one had the she won for best rims or something. But
Yeah.
they were holding on against them men though. But I must admit they had some beauties out there.
And my
Had some
wife,
beauties out there.
and I will say this, y'all. My wife finally got a chance to hear a song that I produced for a friend of mine.
And he
Yeah,
performed.
he performed.
Mhm.
Yeah. Shout out to PA.
PA.
Yeah. That's my man right there. So, but yeah, she finally got a chance to hear her husband's work.
It was good. It was really good. That's why I told him next time they have one, make sure they let us know, because that's nothing that I would do in my formal life. But I mean, I don't have no grudges against it either, because I had a pretty good time yesterday.
Yes, indeed. That's what it's all about. Let's get to these current events. Oh, and this song right here that I'm playing right now, y'all. This is another one that I produced. I did this one in honor of my wife. This one is called Angel Eyes.
Aww.
Because she has the prettiest
Earth,
eyes.
I just adore. No, I'm just playing. Well, thank you, darling.
But she has the prettiest eyes. She really does,
Thank
y'all.
you.
So,
Thank
but
you.
anyway,
All right. Excuse me. Clearing that throat.
let's go ahead and get these current events cracking.
Okay.
we got-
So much has been going on
Man.
in this thing we call life.
It's been so much, man, and
Every other day.
I mean, because we were supposed to do shows. Excuse me. Damn, now I'm doing it. We were supposed to do shows weeks and weeks ago, but something always came up and we just didn't do them.
Right.
And we had current events just stack up But those current events that we had before, they're old now.
Yeah.
So we're not going to even do those. So we got the more current ones that we did, and we got some doozies, y'all. We got some doozies. Babe, what you got?
Well, let's just start with this latest one about the FBI trying to track on Aretha Franklin.
Oh man, yeah,
What's
yeah,
up with
yeah.
that? Isn't that crazy? They don't have nothing else to do. Now, of course, everybody knows she was a big activist for the civil rights movement
Yes,
because
indeed.
of her father, who was Reverend Franklin.
Yeah.
And then she had a complicity toward MLK for sure.
That was
if
her
you didn't
friend.
know, if you didn't see it, it was in her movie how close they were.
Yeah, they were tight.
So maybe that's possibly why. 'Cause I'm pretty sure they had a file on him. No doubt.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that.
And so by her being so close to him, they probably did one on her too. But I just feel like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I know you gotta keep your enemies close, and however that old saying go.
Keep your friends close, but your enemies close.
But I don't think she was a threat at all.
You know what? Only thing she was doing. Well, the thing of it is, and you know this to be true too. They had a foul on Billie Holiday as well.
Absolutely.
Because
of
their
the
one song, "Strange Fruit."
Strange Fruit. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and so if they had a file on her, you know they had a file on her on Sister Ree.
But I don't know no song that she ever sung that got so much derogatory like "Strange Fruit" though.
Oh no. She didn't have a song. She
Right.
didn't have a song.
It's just her affiliation.
Just her affiliation with Dr.
Yeah.
King. They had a file on James Brown as well.
Really?
Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud.
Oh well, yeah, that song, yeah, just like they had with Public Enemy. What's that song Public Enemy had?
Fight the Power.
Yeah, when they do songs like that, yeah.
Oh yeah, they put a file on
Yeah,
her.
but I didn't know no song
Marvin
that-
Gaye too. What's going on?
What's going on, yeah.
So with that said, if you put something out there that's going to,
Make people open their eyes.
there you go. That's a good way of putting it.
Right.
That's a good way of putting it. That's a perfect analogy. If you have something that's gonna make people think and open their eyes up,
Right.
yeah, they're gonna put a file on your ass.
Well, of course we know the great Stokely Carmichael. They had a
They had a huge file on him. Tupac too.
Yeah, and then your boy William DeBose and Fred Hampton and Medgar Evers
Oh,
and
my
MLK
God, yes.
and Coretta
And my man Malcolm.
and Betty. I'm like, what they do with
no
Betty?
doubt, yeah.
Well, one I was surprised. I mean, I was surprised about Aretha, but I was really surprised about Jackie Robinson.
Well,
Why? Why?
Jackie Robinson. Here's the thing about Jackie Robinson. I'm not knocking Jackie Robinson for breaking down barriers for black people to play professional ball,
Yeah,
to play
baseball.
professional ball in what actually black people are already playing professional ball. They were just playing in their own league.
Right. But he outshined their number one hitter. Who was he? What's the white man? What was the white man that was at that same time? Is it? Ooh.
Babe Ruth.
Babe was the- no,
Babe Ruth was dead by that time. But yeah, there was
There
other
was somebody he
sluggers
was
out there.
outshining. Yeah.
Yeah, there were other sluggers out there. Ty Cobb, I think. But anyway, there were other sluggers out there that couldn't hit nowhere near as good as Jackie Robinson.
Right.
But here's the thing about Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson was far from the best player from the Negro Leagues.
Oh yeah.
He was not even mediocre.
Yeah.
And he went there being a mediocre Negro League player and was kicking much ass in the majors. And that's what they were threatened about. You know what I mean? And because let's just say if somebody like, let's say a Josh Gibson would have played professional ball,
Right.
the baddest hitter on the planet, he was better than Babe Ruth, and people knew it. Now, if he would have been in professional, been in the major, what's this?
Wait, the Major League
In
Football
Major League
League?
Baseball, yeah, MLB, yeah, MLB, that's it. Major League Baseball. If he would have been in the majors, oh man, it would have been something to say. And Satchel Paige, the baddest pitcher ever.
Right.
Just think.
Well, they just they pull files on you, but when stuff right here locally happens, these kids walking around with these guns and shooting up people, you have no file on them. But they
None.
don't pretty much put everything they do on Facebook.
Exactly.
So it's
No
like,
arrest or nothing.
Come on.
But anyway.
But
yeah.
shout out to her and her family. I don't know, but I'm glad they went ahead and just let her rest in peace, rest in power. That was kind of, when I read the article, I was like, that's kind of discouraging.
I agree with you on that, man. Why they putting a file on that sister, man? That
Right.
sister wasn't doing anything wrong. She was just helping her friend
She
out.
was helping her friend out and making black people aware
Come on now.
that there is a change that we can
Say that.
hold on to.
Say that again.
But, you know.
I want to mention something when you get finished with the current events, but go ahead, baby.
Okay. Moving on. Um, excuse me. For some black communities, food shortage is not a passing crisis. Some say food sovereignty could offer relief, true security. As you all know, things have been outrageous. I was talking to my aunt the other day, and I was telling her how I went to the grocery store and paid $4 for a case of eggs. Not a case, a dozen of eggs. 12 large eggs. $3.99.
But let me tell you something.
I was like, do we need eggs? Can I cook without eggs? You really can't cook without eggs because eggs is a binder, so everybody know that. But milk $3-4, bread $5. It's ridiculous.
Baby, this is what's getting ready to happen. For those of you who are new to the podcast and whatnot, me and my wife are looking for a house. Mm-hmm. I have decided that once we do get our house, I hope we have a big enough backyard so we can plant our own garden. And hopefully, excuse me, and hopefully get us a few chickens, so that way we ain't got. I'm being 100 with you.
You have chickens.
I'm being 100 with you. I'm a country boy, shit. So it ain't that big of a deal.
Yeah, I'm just like my brother. My brother said, "Push come to shove, I can survive."
Thank
so
you.
we grew up on a farm, literally.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm sure it'll come back to me.
No doubt, it'll come back to you. You ain't forgot. I mean, just don't you don't remember it now, but trust me, once you start doing it, oh, I remember this. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I grew up on the farm myself, so harvesting chicken eggs wouldn't be that big of a deal to me.
But it's so sad to see this article and then to see what the black farmers are going through. They're not getting the same subsidies as the white farmers are getting. They're pretty much losing.
And that's not by accident.
I know. It's so ugh. I'm sorry. That's the only word I can think of. Ugh. Because at this time, I just don't understand. Food prices are skyrocketing out of this wazoo, but black farmers are not getting the just due that they need to survive as well. And it's like, what do? You do, you damn you don't.
Exactly.
And I can't believe that we are in a country where people literally throw food away every single day.
Billions of pounds of food.
And we're in a food shortage.
I've always said this. I have always said this. Restaurants actually throw away more food than they serve. Why are you throwing that food away? There's lots of homeless shelters you can give that food to.
I've always said that too.
There should not be a hungry person out here. And God forbid the food they throw away, if a homeless person goes into their trash can, they get arrested.
Yeah. Or you get a ticket, like they tried to give me a ticket. I was finna give a man on the street corner some money, you know.
There's a story about
that.
that.
The police pulled me over here like, ma'am, you can't do that.
Oh, there's a story about that.
I said, excuse me. He said, I'm going to give you a warning. He said, if I see you again, I'm going to have to give you a ticket. I said, you going to give me a ticket for trying to help somebody? And he blatantly looked in my eyes and told me, yes, ma'am. So it's like, what do you do? That man could have been lying. That man could have been a billionaire. Because I've had that happen to me too. But how do you know? You know, and I've always gone by the teaching that if God always say, you don't know how I might come back. That could have been God. You're going to mess up my blessing with God. But yeah, I just shout out to the black farmers that things will get better for them. But shout out to this country because I can't believe that we're approaching or they're thinking that we might have a food shortage.
Well, it's like Mike said, you know, if I was to ever get back to the point too where I had to grow my own food, I'd be okay. I'll be just fine.
Yeah, because some of us, you know, if we get back to that stage as well, plant them seeds and get it done. But I don't know, it's so bothersome. I just think this all ties back to the government. How can we have a milk shortage? How can we have a bread shortage? How can we have eggs costing $5? I don't get it. It's just like with gas. Gas was high, and it took my car $130 to fill my car up. And I have never, since I've had that car, spent over $80-$70, and now rent wars, and it just seems like it's a repeat cycle of previous years. But why is it that we pretty much make our own here? And I know they said that we're trying to get from trading overseas excuse me, but if we don't trade overseas and we have a lot of production here, why is the prices so high? I don't get it. So, shout out to those of you who are going through a food shortage and you go to. I know a lot of people, especially since COVID, has been going to the food pantries, and the food pantries have been running short, and things like that. So, I don't know where this relief will come. I hope it comes fast with the government. The government realize, you know what? We realize that a lot of these production company has been price gouging on their prices.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Give them a warning and be like, hey, let's cut it out.
Yeah, that's a given right there.
That's ridiculous.
We already know that's happening.
It's ridiculous. Moving on.
There we go.
They wanted him to eat you up. I think about the last show we did, I think it was show either 53 or 54. We did a topic of a man who was pretty much getting ate alive by a dog canine.
By police dogs, yeah.
And so I still don't understand why that police officer sat there and let that dog maul that man like that. I just, well, I don't.
It's like I said. I remember that show. It's like I said on this show. That's the reason why a lot of black people don't like dogs, because during slavery, the slave patrollers used to have dogs, and those dogs would, in some cases, maul escaped slaves to death. And these dogs, and the dogs that they had, basically, they weren't, surprisingly enough, they weren't pit bulls. They weren't German shepherds. They weren't Rotties. They weren't Dobies.
They call them hound dogs.
Some of them were hound dogs. Some of them were German shepherds. Some of them were wolfhounds. So those are the kind of dogs that they had. And those dogs were really vicious.
Yeah, they train them that way.
So,
well, even though this happened in Florida, I always like to give where it happened. It happened in Florida.
Right.
And despite the man sustaining permanent injuries and scars, after the investigation, they felt like that I hate to say this, they found no fault with the officer. They felt like nothing, and I put that in quotation, nothing of the use of force was inappropriate.
Well, I will put my sound effects.
And this man sitting here with this big old gash on his forehead.
Well, I will put my sound effects up, but I had to reboot my sound effects machine over here. But
it's really sad. He got all this half a gash missing out his eye, and all these bites out this man's body and on his face and all over. It's not from police brutality. It's from a canine dog. So I don't know how they felt like it wasn't appropriate. That man, I mean, I know if the guy take out running and if he's getting the best of the officer on foot, some officers do release their dog because the dog's a little bit faster. But when you caught up with the maker, by this time, this man is
sorry about that.
By this time, this man is laying on the ground, and your dog pretty much have him apprehended. Why won't you say heel, or stop, whatever they tell them dogs to do in German, but they just sat there for I think almost 7 minutes and let that dog just maul that man like that. By the grace of God, he is still living, but he has some very bad injuries, and he's going to be in a lot of pain for a while.
Oh, he's not going to forget that. He is not going to forget that at all.
But the thing is, they felt like nothing was inappropriate.
Of course it did, because they thought it was justified.
Won't they sit down and let a dog maul them for about 7 to 10 minutes and see how
7 to 10 seconds, they wouldn't put up with it. I can guarantee it.
Exactly.
What else you got, baby?
That's crazy. So hope that man get the.
I hope he sues the shit out of him if he can. If he can.
Quote unquote niggers out here. End quote. Black historian says his son was nearly killed by a man yelling racist insults in Rosewood, site of Florida racial massacre. A prominent black historian is afraid to return to his property in Florida after he and his son were verbally assaulted and almost struck by a vehicle driven by a neighbor yelling racial slurs.
What?
We try to go to. We're back going to church live. Now we normally go on live, but now we're back going to church live every Sunday. And after church, we try to have Sunday dinner. Sometimes I come home and cook, but lately we've been going out to eat.
Right.
Today we went to Applebee's.
Yes.
Excuse me.
I like Applebee's.
Nice conversation. That was one of the topics that came up on the conversation.
Yep.
Why give them the power of this word?
You know what? And,
Why?
well,
I've
see,
been saying this for years.
and I agree with you on that sentiment. And my wife knows how I am. I'm very passionate when it comes to that word.
Mm-hmm.
I don't use it myself except when I'm trying to prove a point. I don't use it in a general conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, me and my wife went to the car show.
Mm-hmm.
And the brothers that's part of my crew, they were using the N word all over the place. Am I wrong, babe?
They were.
There's a white boy in the group.
Right.
And my wife knows I had to step away because every time you heard that white boy talk, nigga this, nigga that, nigga, I had to leave.
But he was saying it's not even paid us, like just general, like, you know, like he was a nigga, you know?
Right, exactly.
Like but I know how you felt about the way
Right, exactly. So, and again, me and my wife are having a conversation at Applebee's because we have deep conversations like that all the time.
All the time. Mm-hmm.
And she said, why give them the power?
Right.
Because because before she said that, I had said I could go up and call their white boy right there honky. He laugh in my face.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But if he was to call me a nigga, I'd break him in two.
Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Just give him back that same satisfaction.
So, and when my wife told me, don't give them that kind of power, take the wind out of the sail, she proved a very good point. Because I've done this to several people. If they do something to me that they know I'm going to get pissed off about, I look at them and say, is that all you got?
Right.
They get even madder.
Right.
So it kind of reversed on them. I've always done that. All throughout my almost 51 years of living, I've always done that to people. I take the wind out of the sail. They're gonna get even madder if I don't get upset.
Right.
So, and you're absolutely right. That's a very good philosophy to adopt.
Because if that's all you have to say, which please don't think you're the first person who ever said it to me.
Of course not.
Cause like I was saying, you fat black bitch. Okay, and people have told me I am bitchy and I can be a bitch. True, I am black for sure, and I am fat. Thank you. Now what you have? When you take that back from them, what else do they come with?
Exactly.
Now don't spit on me, and don't fling at me or swing at me. Now that is two different things.
No, yeah, you're right.
If you're spitting on me, calling me a nigga, I'd be like, wait, hold on. That's a whole nother
other scenario right there.
Yeah, that's something different. If you're just trying to use that particular word, thinking it's gonna get to me, brother, please.
Let's talk about that on another show.
Nigga, please.
Let's talk about that on another show.
You know, so.
Let's talk about that on another show.
Yeah.
That's a really good subject for another show.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
But I understand when you're in that, like in this situation here, this man, he's 82 years old, first of all.
Right.
And, you know, at that time, he probably grew up when it was so emphatically just the most horrible word, and you had some most outrageous results from it.
Right.
And he probably was relinquishing that in his mind when the man was yelling it out. And then plus it was in front of his son as well.
Oh, man, which
and
is
I'm pretty
worse.
sure he went into protect mode to protect his child.
Of course he did.
But in essence, if you're just standing up in a conversation, just say if you're in the grocery store, somebody say, nigga, you cut in front of me. Be like, okay, Dada, I'm sorry. Nigga, don't do that. Don't even give him that sting like that.
Yeah.
Just laugh and be like, well, be quicker next time. That's what I say. I mean, I wouldn't even give them I act like I never heard the part nigga. It's like, it don't mean nothing to me. It means something to you more than it means to me.
Actually, it does.
So
it really does.
That's how I look at it.
And that's a good point. That's a really good point. But like I said, I'm going to adopt that philosophy. And I want to thank my wife for bringing that to my attention.
Yep.
Because I know how I am. So that would definitely be fighting words to me. So, but yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Take the wind out of the sail. But that's another subject for another show.
Yes, sir.
Yes, definitely.
Here's another one. Many suffer collateral harm, housing instability, loss of employment. A Brooklyn DA to ask court to throw out nearly 400 convictions reportedly tied to dirty cops. As always, that's the essence of this show, our show, Melanated Thoughts, where people can call and give their thoughts about different things that's happening in this thing we call America. But majority of the time, it has lately here for the last 5-6 years, it's been dirty cops, and we've lost so many black men and women. I know black women, but there have been some brown ones too, that have lost their lives because of the hands of a dirty cop. But here's this young man. He's a young man. He's a DA in Brooklyn who is
Yeah.
trying to get 400 convictions reportedly tied to dirty cops thrown out. Yeah. He's asked the judge to overturn 47 felonies and 331 misdemeanor convictions. Kudos to this young man.
I wish him the best of luck.
Yeah, I hate to say good luck, but I hope if he just have one, they get overturned. I think that's progress. I really think that's progress, because they don't want to go back and revisit their case after they don't put all these lies down on paper. Because it'll make them look bad as an officer.
Exactly. It makes them look bad as officers.
Yeah.
But again, I've always said this. You got some good cops out there. I never said that all cops are horrible. I would never say that. That's just like saying that all black people steal. You know that ain't true.
Correct.
So there are some to do, but all of us don't steal.
No.
Just like all cops ain't bad.
Right.
But if you are a good cop and you see a bad cop doing bad things and you say nothing, you're just as bad as that bad
You're just
cop.
as bad as they are. Correct.
That's my problem.
Yep.
So with that said, we got to do something about that. Wouldn't you agree?
Definitely. I don't know when. I don't know where. Like my sister, everybody know I have a hard love affair for Stacey Abrams, but when she suggested paying them more money, maybe they'll find empathy.
No.
I don't think so.
Nah, sister.
You should have empathy going into that type of field anyway, because you're dealing with different personalities, different situations. You can't go in there blindsided.
No.
You can't have blinders on and think, okay, this is the way it is, this is how it's going to be. You cannot do that. That's the same way I feel about teachers. Teachers cannot teach every child the same, because everybody learn different, have different circumstances at home. So you're going to have a little bit of empathy, understanding, and supplication toward the situation at hand. And I think that's the same thing with police officers.
I agree.
But like you said, I don't say all police officers are bad, but it's beginning to be every other day. Every other day. I don't know. And that's going to lead me into this story here. He was going to shoot us. A new video of a 2018 Chicago police shooting shows cops lied about legally armed black men pulling gun on them. This is the story. This is what I read from the story. Now maybe my interpretation is differently, but he was a young man. He was trying to show them his wallet that he was licensed to carry. But I don't know why they never really insinuated why he turned his back and tried to break away from the cops. Mind you, he did have a firearm on him, on his persons.
Yeah.
And so when he was taking out running, the police officers shot him in the back. So even if he did have a gun on him, and if he did pull it on you, wouldn't it be in his hands?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you have shot him from the front? Because I have never known nobody who can shoot somebody while they're running away.
I haven't ever seen that either.
So, and they tried to cover it up, of course. Saying that he pulled the gun first and tried to shoot them. But when they they shot him from the back. When they approached the young man, of course, he was laying on the ground, bleeding profusely.
Of course he was.
But they seen that his gun was still strapped in to his person. So, his gun was nowhere to be found. Had not had any shots fired or anything.
Well, that goes along the lines of the I'm white and I say so rule. I said he had a gun, so therefore he had a gun. And then they come to find out they lied about the situation.
Right.
So here's my question. What's going to happen to these police officers? If anything.
Probably nothing.
Exactly.
Which will lead me to my next story. Ex-officer charged with lying to obtain search warrant to raid Breonna Taylor's, here we are again, this case still have not been closed, apartment will take a plea deal, must cease communication with co-defendants and relinquish firearm. Now, this sweet baby Bree, I don't know her, I'm just going with what I read about her. She was doing good, and like they say, she was doing good in the neighborhood, doing aesthetic things in the workplace, trying to become a with the people who do the fire trucks with them. EMT. She was just chilling in her apartment. Y'all, I'm pretty sure you guys know the story.
Yeah,
chilling in her apartment with her boyfriend, and this baby died in 2020. So why is it taking them so long? Why are they giving the ex-officers time to quote unquote come up with lies? That's why I take it.
That's exactly
They're coming
it.
with lies.
Because You gotta think about this. Let's go back a few cases. George Floyd. They tried to demonize him. Eric Garner tried to demonize him. Michael Brown. They tried to demonize him. Philando Castile. They tried to demonize him. Trayvon Martin. They tried to demonize him. Terrence Crutcher. They tried to demonize him.
Sandra Bland.
They tried to demonize her. Tamir Rice, 12 years old. They tried to demonize him.
A 12-year-old. Well, in this case here, I mean, they are going to charge him because they felt like he lied to obtain the search warrant.
Of course.
Which I think is good, but...
We do that in the first place.
Exactly. But y'all need to be a little bit more prevalent with... what can we do to prevent this?
Nothing.
Because
Absolutely
it keeps
nothing.
happening. It keeps happening in different scenarios, the same old story.
And it's like I tell people all the time, and I've been saying this for years, even before me and you even got together, babe. I've been saying this forever. Police brutality is nothing new. Only thing that's new are the cameras. That's the only thing that's new. It's been happening. My mother could tell you stories of that happening. If my grandmother was alive right now, she could tell you stories of that happening.
Right.
So it's nothing new. Only thing that's new is the cameras. And people have to understand that. And it's been going on that long. If my grandmother, who will be over 100 years old right about now, she was still alive, if she could tell you that it's been going on, come on now.
Well, the show we looked at the other night, Friday
I was getting ready
night.
to talk about that. We'll talk about that later.
Okay, that kind of really is surreal and goes straight along with this line of what
That's
we're
what I was
talking
going to talk
now.
about after you get finished with the current events.
Well, let's go to your home. I'm gonna make this one the last one. Well, one of the last ones. Let me clear my throat so y'all can make sure y'all hear me. Herschel Walker. Now, we've talked about, spoke of, mentioned Mr. Walker several times on this platform. Y'all, I'm getting tired of it. I think
Okay.
they are paying this man to be a buffoon.
Okay, let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there. Now, I'm trying my best not to laugh. If you can't
Let me read it though. Herschel Walker downplays systemic racism in new campaign ad. Says, quote, "America is full of generous, not racist people." First of all, let's give the basic. Like I said, I know some of y'all probably don't know, but just in case you haven't heard the story, Herschel Walker is running for governor of Georgia.
Is it governor or senator?
Whatever, something in Georgia. No, he's senator in Georgia. What's the name? The other white man is B, not Stacy, which is another incident that I'm just so overwhelmed. This man is a known racist, and how he's being Stacy, I have no idea. But he is running for Senate seat against Warnock. Now, if y'all don't know who Warnock is, this man walked with John Lewis. He took over the big church in Georgia that MLK used to preach at. He has done emphatically things in the community and in the government for people in general. That's not black people, but people in general, but basically majority of black people. He's losing to someone like Herschel Walker,
That is my biggest problem.
who don't even know how many states there are in America. Who don't even know what a woman does to survive.
Here. See, and this is why I was sitting up here laughing, and you saw me sitting up here laughing when you were telling the story, because Herschel Walker cannot form a complete sentence.
No. I wish you can play that video, but it's licensed. You gotta get that
Yeah,
cleared.
you gotta get that cleared.
It's
But
a video out of him, y'all. Don't do it. I don't want us to lose the show. But just speak on it. You remember what he said in the little snippet I sent you? First of all, he snipped the big old head just bobbing like a bobblehead. Let's just start there.
He said a woman can't buy grocery.
A woman can't buy grocery. Like, she just went there about one item. A woman can't buy grocery. She can't buy grocery. Hell, she been doing it for years, boo-boo. With and without you. I'm going to take this personally because I am a woman. I'm sorry. I just feel like he's like, what do you call those, puppet on the string?
That's exactly what he is.
And I think he got some masterminds that have long money, quote unquote, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
That is pretty much putting his face out there to go up against a very educated man like Warnock and just make it. If I was Warnock, I'd pull out. But I understand why he's hanging in there. I understand why he's hanging in because I know he don't think I'm gonna lose to this man.
Baby, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's good. No, go ahead.
To lose to a person like Herschel Walker, that has got to be ego crushing. This again. Now, for those of you who don't know, I talked about this on several occasions. My cousin was Brickhouse Brown. God bless him. He's dead now. My cousin knew a lot of celebrities. Herschel Walker was one of them. He said Herschel Walker was dumb then. Herschel Walker has always been dumb. Well, I'm not going to say dumb, but buffoonish. Let's put it like that. Those are his exact words. He said Herschel Walker has always been somewhat of a buffoon. But you got to think about this right here. White society does not like intelligent black people. They like people like Herschel Walker. That's who they like. Because a person like Herschel Walker can be bent and manipulated. Well, there's some intelligent people. There's some so-called intelligent black people like Larry Elder that can be manipulated by white folks too. But the people that are stupid like Herschel Walker, they're easily manipulated.
Yeah, very.
And again, like you said, he's a puppet on a string. Very. That's all he is.
The reason why I brought this up because I Stacey, my shero. And I really a couple of weeks ago they had the prelims of the election.
Right.
And I know you tired to my time. Stop looking at that stuff. Stop looking. I gotta know what's going on, so I won't be left in the dark about something. Some things I don't know, but something I try to be very attentive to. The reason why this came up because, of course, like I said, they got some big races going on in Georgia.
Yeah.
And some of the top heavy hitters have been putting out campaign ads about different things that's going on with the election, a.k.a. Stacey Abrams, Vice President Kamala Harris, and even President Joe Biden.
Right.
Okay. Quote unquote, Democrats use race to divide us. That's what Walker said. He's echoing off of some of the ads that was displayed. For instance, Warnock was saying America has a pre-existing condition. It's called racism. I will not go against that because that is true. That has been proven. Walker didn't come back and say Senator Warnock doesn't need to be running for this office. Senator Warnock believes America is a bad country full of racist people. I believe we're a great country full of generous people, and Warnock just wants to divide us and don't want to bring us together where I want to bring us together. How the hell you gonna do that? Excuse my French. What do you think MLK, Malcolm X, Stacey Abrams, John Lewis, on and on and on been doing? So you think you're going to be the first one to do that?
Again,
I just puppet on a string.
Again, Herschel Walker has no clue what he's talking about. Let's just be honest. You know what, I know it. Come on now. Now, I'm not the kind of person to beat up a black person. Now, I don't like doing that. But you got to call a spade a spade. No pun intended, but you gotta call a spade a spade.
What political affiliation does he have he done over the years?
He has done. He's not a politician.
He's a football player, right?
He's an ex-football player.
And what else?
That's it.
They just letting anybody get these seats. And it didn't start with. Don't get me wrong. It did not. I know it did not start with Trump because we had Ronald Reagan, who was an actor, and it was somebody that was a wrestler. He did for some. I mean, it's been different people that just common people who really didn't have no strong affiliation with political residence, whatever. But
let me say this.
But if you're gonna run for office, let me say this: if you're gonna run for office, have your ducks in a row. Have your I's dotted, your T's crossed. Don't let nobody put words in your mind. If somebody tell me this is how Herschel Walker really feel, I'll be devastated.
Well, let me just say this about Jesse Ventura. Jesse Ventura has a degree in political science, so he knows what he's talking
He
about.
does?
Yes.
Wow, that's news to me. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I eat those words.
So he knows what he's talking about. Granted, he's ex-military. He's an ex-pro wrestler. That's how people knew him. But the rest of those people you just mentioned have no political experience whatsoever.
I don't get that.
None.
I don't get that. I don't. So anybody, just as long as you have money, you can run for office?
Just answer your own question. Look at Donald Trump. Look at Donald Trump. He has the way some people say more money than God, and look at him.
Well, they
And
say
you know he don't know what he's talking about.
not at all. Well, they say Herschel Walker, he's trying to colorblind the rhetoric on the campaign trail to paint himself as a candidate who plans to unite the country. Again, you are not the first one who's tried to do this. I'm sorry.
He ain't the first, he ain't gonna be the last.
No.
Let's just be honest. He's
Across
not
the
the first.
race lines, he said he's trying to pull it back together like MLK and be divisive.
How the hell he gonna put his? Okay, let me stop.
Right.
I'm done. Next story.
It makes you just want to be
Next
like,
story.
you know what? I don't have nothing to say.
Next story.
Drop the mic.
Yeah. Next story.
Moving on. I really want to talk about this, and then it'll lead us into our topic of today. Tell me your thought. I'm pretty sure, like I said, everybody have heard about this T.I.'s son, King.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts as a black man and a stepfather of what his son and what people felt like T.I. should do to his son?
Let me just say this real quick. As a person that has raised children, even though they weren't my own, as a person that has raised children, and I have heard this from my stepchildren. I wish I could get Dante on the phone right now. He'd tell you the same thing I'm telling you. Once a child gets to a certain age, you can't tell them anything. You got 2 nieces. Can you tell them anything right about now?
I could, but it can go on deaf ear.
Exactly
one
my
ear,
point.
not the other.
That is my whole point right there. That is my whole point right there. And that's pretty much where, that's pretty much where T.I. is right about now. T.I. has done his job as a father. He has tried to tell King, look, this is the path you're going down right now. This ain't where you want to be. I've been there. Learn from my mistakes. I can tell you not to do that, but you're going to do what you want to do regardless. And that's pretty much what T.I. is saying. My job is done as a father. He's an adult now. He got to make his own decisions. And he's exactly right. What can he say right now that's going to make King get some act right? Nothing.
Because he said he been telling him all along,
Life is going to be his teacher now.
Right.
And once he figures out that, damn, this is the real deal right here. I'm in real jail.
I'm gonna read this quote. Some of the what T.I. has said.
Okay.
He said, "I'm tired of y'all getting into my DM. Let me tell y'all something. I know my son. Think I ain't spoke to my son? Think I ain't told my son his mama and his grandmama? His ass is going to prison if he keeps up this shit.
Right.
His ass is going to prison. Ain't no way around it. Ain't nothing I'm gonna be able to do about it."
He's right.
Damn, that's kind of hard. Oh God.
He's right. He's right. He is
Wow.
absolutely right.
Yeah, because he's been there. T.I. did some stints in prison, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't knock nothing he said. So those people that's all in his, you need to go get your son and touch your son. You don't know. He said he has been doing
And
that.
I believe him. I believe him 100%. You can only tell a child so much. Once they get to a certain age, you can't tell them anything. The only thing you can do is advise them. That's just like my stepsons. I told all of my stepsons, look, I taught you what it needs. I taught you what you need to know to be a man. It's up to you to take those lessons and go forward with them. Luckily for me, my oldest stepson, Chris Senior, went to college, got his degree. That I did pretty good. Drake, Drake, not so much. At least he didn't go to jail. He got out of high school, got a diploma, and now he's doing his thing in New York. He's supposed to be moving back home. I don't know when he's going to do that, but that's just last I heard. Now, my other sets of stepchildren, I got one working, one in jail. Okay? And that's okay. you're going to have one that's
I
going
often say life lessons.
Yeah.
Life lessons. Yeah.
Exactly. So with T.I., I agree with T.I.
Me too. Wholeheartedly.
100%. So if anybody has something bad to say about T.I. for not helping his son out, sometimes you gotta let a lot kick him in the ass.
Right.
Ain't nothing you can do about that.
Right.
Nothing.
So I just,
as a father,
I just wish a lot of these so-called keyboard thumpers who probably have something way worse happening in their family the moment.
Thank you.
Will get out of people's lives like the government needs to get out of people's lives. And let this man raise his son the best he know how. I think whatever he said, he could be lying. I don't know. In my heart of essence, I don't think he's lying.
I don't think he is.
Because like he said, I've been there. I know that energy. I know where you're heading.
Yeah.
But if his kid, who is pretty much a rich kid,
let's
start there. On his mama's side and his daddy's side.
Right.
What are you trying to do here? What are you trying? You trying to become known as a Billy Badass? What are you trying to do here?
That's a good question.
You can pretty much have anything you want in this world, but you choose to go around. I saw a video of him getting into it with a Waffle House employee and cussing women out and calling girls out their women out their name. What are you trying to accomplish here?
Nothing.
So this, like I said, I hate to, like he said, if he head down that road, get it right in your heart. Just put money on his books.
There you go. That's all you can do.
Just put money, because obviously he's not a kid.
No.
I mean, technically he is, but he has a mind.
Yeah.
And he knows what he's doing.
He knows
right.
the difference between right and wrong.
I think he knows.
He should. He should. At a certain age, you know the difference between right and wrong. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. And he's at that age right now where he knows the difference between right and wrong.
Right.
So I agree with T.I. I agree with T.I. 100%.
Yep.
And D.L. Hughley, I haven't heard that part what D.L. Hughley said just yet.
I haven't either, but it seemed like, I don't know if he's in agreement with T.I. or not. But some part I heard him talking about his daughter was, I guess, more or less kind of headed down that way, but I really haven't heard this extensively what he was talking about.
Right. Me, I haven't heard either. Mm-hmm. But anyway, we have...
But on to the subject at hand.
And I just want to say real quick, since we got the current events, my wife and I saw a show on Netflix. Do you recall what the name of it was?
Oh my God, you would ask me that. Let me see if I can find it right quick.
Hold on. Let me find it.
I'm finna say In the Road. No, that's the new movie. That's the new movie
we saw
with Queen.
that too.
That's the new
though.
movie with
that
Queen
was
Latifah and T.I. That was really good. It started off like I was like, "What is this I'm looking at?" But it got good to me. It was good, and got good. But
it got really informative.
Right,
it was basically talking about racism in America.
Right.
That's pretty much what it boiled down to. Okay, I'm looking for it now, babe. Hold on, give me a minute.
You text it to me and see if I can find it on my text.
You might find it faster than me.
Right. God, it said we just looked at it the other day.
Yeah, we just looked at it. Okay. All right.
Here it is. Who We Are, a chronicle of racism in America. It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. I would suggest anyone watch that particular show. Because Jeffrey Robinson, if you don't know who he is, Jeffrey Robinson, if you don't know who he is, he's a civil rights lawyer.
Right.
He's very well known. I've always known who he was. He grew up in Memphis, Tennessee, and he talked about growing up in Memphis, Tennessee, and how his experience with racism was.
Right.
And he broke down a whole bunch of different things, and I think that every black person should watch that. I mean, babe, what are your thoughts on that situation?
I learned a lot.
Yeah.
Moan a lot, like Lord have mercy, a lot.
Yeah.
I can feel through the TV screen his sense of importance. How you say the word? Importance. To relay this information to the masses.
Yes.
Because a lot of us do not know.
Yeah.
A lot of us just don't know the basics. Like like I said, and I was just talking to my cousin down there at the family reunion. You sat right there by me. The Tulsa massacre, the
Tulsa massacre, yeah.
Yeah, didn't know that. And he pretty much broke it down to another level that made me feel even worse that I didn't know about it. You know, from the beginning to the end, you will learn something. If you don't, maybe you already know it.
Yeah.
But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I feel like I just don't think it's for black people. I think it's for everyone to view. And maybe they'll have a better sense of, like I said earlier, using that N word. Okay, and we've been through so much more than an N word being thrown at us, a slur being thrown at us on a day-to-day basis. Okay, and there has been so much going on in this world, especially toward black people, and we're still here.
Yeah.
We're still here. We're still crawling. We're still those crabs. Some of us are. The crab in the barrel.
Right.
And we're still maintaining. So like I said earlier about that food shortage, man, we done took some stuff that people wouldn't even eat. And like I said, quote unquote, made into what they call now a delicacy.
Right. We took what was left of the whole.
Tried to go and get some oxtails the other day. Oxtails running $30 and $40 where you can go out there and you know. And it used to be like $2 or $3. You can get like a whole 10 pounds for like $5.
Yep.
Now you can barely get 1 pound and it's $30 and $35.
Right.
So we will be okay. But just to know where we started from to where we are now, it's a very good watch. I recommend it to everybody to watch.
I agree with you on that. And like he said, if you don't learn something from this, you're not paying attention.
Right.
I mean, there was quite a few things that he was saying that I already knew, but then at the end he was saying some stuff that I didn't know. Case in point, that tree in the middle of the street in South Carolina.
Yes.
That's still there.
Yes, that they were known for hanging people.
Yeah. It was a norm.
I'm thinking, why didn't we as Black Lives Matter, NAACP, all these other black organizations, why didn't we try to have that tree cut down? Because we knew what it stood for.
Well, see, the thing
but
of
then
it
again,
is,
we put it to our own advantage.
I have an idea about that. The reason why the tree isn't cut down is to remind people, you did this to us and we're still here.
Thriving along
And
in a beautiful part of the city. I mean, the neighborhood looked really nice.
Yeah.
But they put that tree dab slap in the middle of a whole community.
Built the street around
it. And got a little sign up there explaining what it does and everything.
Yep.
So yes, little snippets like that he showed. I was like, what? I never knew that. I never knew that even existed. But he showed us Karen Date. It's still there. So I don't know.
And the thing about let's go back to the Tulsa thing. The thing about the Tulsa thing, you said you didn't know anything about it. It's people in Oklahoma that know anything about it. And I'm telling you what I know from experience. Because I remember talking about that. I was in Oklahoma history class. And they had mentioned something about a riot that happened, I think in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. It was a native riot. And I said, but there's no mention of the Tulsa riot. And my teacher was like, what? I said, yeah, the Tulsa riot. He said, what Tulsa riot? I said, the one that happened in 1921. Now, this is a teacher of Oklahoma history. Been teaching for years.
Wow.
Didn't know about that. Well, he was white, so I'm not surprised.
But then, like in my situation, I went to a predominantly black high school. I went to 2 black colleges, predominantly black colleges.
Right.
Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Been living in Texas all my life.
Right. Oklahoma
is just a skip across the pond for us.
Couple hours.
And never heard of it, ever. So it's very informative, very a lot of aha moments. But I would recommend it just to do it for yourself. Sit down with your children.
Definitely.
Recommend it to everyone. It's a must see.
Definitely.
It's
I
a
agree.
must see.
I agree.
And kudos to Netflix for even putting it. Cause I know a lot of the apps probably wouldn't even take that bullet, but it's very informative. So I kudos to Netflix for doing that.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Yes. That was a really good thing, Netflix. So let me go ahead and give Netflix some props. So anyway, Now,
On to your boy.
to the subject.
Let me say this first. I've heard several things Kevin Gates has said.
Yeah.
Nothing that he ever said I can relate to. But when I heard this young man say this, I had to get him some snagger clips. Clip, clap, clap, clap.
Let
And
me
when
say
he
this.
said it, I didn't know, because he's such a buffoon to me. He's another Herschel Walker. You be wondering, he wear these feathers in his hair, and I don't know, his demeanor is so, I don't even have a word for it, but when he said that statement, I was like, because he's the type of person that you don't know if he's joking or not. He's like that. You don't know if he's serious. You don't know if he's just saying something off the top of his dome. You don't really know. But when he made this statement right here, I related. Because like I said, we had done a previous show about it. And I related. I related a lot. Just personal life, hearing about other stories.
Yeah.
I related. So that's all I have to say.
I'm finding that snippet now. I'm gonna hook the phone up to the system so we can listen to that snippet.
Mm-hmm.
But when you sent me that snippet,
Mm-hmm.
and you asked me my opinion on it,
Mm-hmm.
I thought about who was talking about the people that kept putting him down were people that look like him.
Right.
Well, here's the thing about Kevin Gates. This is the same man that was talking about eating a woman's ass.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now,
Talking about he gotta have 2 or 3 women. One woman can't satisfy him. He has
this is the
a
same.
very emphatically disposition against Jews. He kind of say that he is a Jew. And it's just like sometimes when you hear him talk, he come off as being a moron to me. This is my personal opinion. No smoke here, please. Okay, but it just yeah. He said some stuff before.
And that's what I was getting at. I mean, the reason why people talk bad about you, Kevin, is because you say stupid shit. Mm-hmm. And most people
derogatory.
Yeah, very derogatory. Mm-hmm. So that's why people quote unquote kick you while you're down. Mm-hmm. Doesn't have anything to do, because to be honest with you, I'm not a fan of your music. I think you suck as a rapper, but that's just my personal opinion. I mean, anybody that sits up that brags about having 2 phones, one for whatever, one for the hoes, whatever, that's that's gonna make people question you. You see what I mean? So if people are talking about you, you gave them the fuel. That's number 1. And number 2, to say that if you had to die and do it all over again, you don't want to come back as a nigga. That's the part that really got to me right there. So you hate yourself. That's pretty much what you're doing. You hate yourself to the point to where if you died and going to come back, you wouldn't want to come back as what you are right now. Because somebody is talking about you. And that's only a small percentage of people that's talking about you, Kevin.
Right.
A very small percentage.
But then let me play devil's advocate here. For him to make that statement, it must have touched him in a way or made him feel some type of way. Or he's probably even had physical experiences with it. For someone to just up and say something so outlandish. Because like I said, if I had to come, I'm not going to sit up here in front. I've said before, if I could come back in another life, I would like to come back an Oprah Winfrey dog. I mean, hey, it's a given because she treats these dogs like royalty. But in essence, if I had to come back as another nationality or another race or another sex, I wouldn't. I will come back as a full-blown African-American woman.
Thank you.
All over again. So it's his choice, but yeah. Like I said, he have to have had some kind of, I hope he made that statement because he had some type of revelation or some kind of history where it didn't work in his favor for him to say that.
Yeah, but I can't find it now. I know I got it. Let me keep looking for it. But yeah, I see what you're getting at. But again, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I love being a black man, and I will always love being a black man because I look at it like this: black men must be doing something right to be hated as much as we are.
Well, cause that y'all are, which is
I mean, we hate about other black men. Think about that for a second.
yeah.
So with that said, hold on. I think I found it. So with that said, man, hold on. No, that's not it. That's not it. Dang, I found everything but what I'm looking for. I know you sent it to me. Cause that's where I got it from.
Right.
Oh, I found it. No, that's not it. That's Tom Hanks. Never mind. Damn, I found everything but what I'm looking for.
Let me see if I can find it.
Was that before Tom Hanks?
I think it was after.
I think I might have skipped it. I know I didn't delete it.
It's sad though, regardless of what it was or when it was. It's really sad because for him to, like I said, he has to have had some affinity toward it. Like it personally had to happen. Maybe you know what? Maybe it hadn't. Maybe it never happened to him. Maybe he just going by what it something of someone else. But for him to make that statement on a national platform like that, and for me of all people who really don't listen who don't listen to his music, who don't have affinity toward him or anything, caught my attention.
But anyway,
When I don't support it, who they matter to? We kill each other all. Who they matter to? We talk behind each other back. We always, what the fuck? Like, I told God, man, I hate to say it. I mean, this is what I do respect. Hey, look, if I gotta come back a nigga, I'll just wait till something else come available, big dog. I don't even want to be no nigga.
Really?
Everybody won't be a nigga till it's time to be one.
But you a black god, though. Nigga is what the white man told us we were.
Nigga mean king.
That's what they say.
Nah, that's what it is.
Niggas.
That's why you hear me say B-O-N, big old nigga. That mean king. We was taught wrong. That nigga mean king. I'm a big old nigga. It's nothing I can't go through and adapt and adjust and become great. But most of my problems don't come from other people. It come from niggas.
Yeah,
That's who
trust me, I
judge me. That's who
understand.
kick me when I'm down. Like, then they say Black Lives Matter and get mad when I don't support it. Who they matter to? We kill each other all day.
okay, that's a snippet.
Big old nigga. You
And-
heard him.
And by the way, Mr. Kevin Gates, nigga does not mean king.
Somebody taught him that though.
Well, somebody taught
Oh,
him
that's
wrong.
what's in his mind.
Nigga does not mean king, Kevin. I'm
But see,
sorry.
I think it's just like we were talking about earlier. He flipped it so it would mean king. He flipped it so it wouldn't be so derogatory. He flipped it where it wouldn't feel like they making something throwing daggers at him that's going to just sting his heart. He made it feel like he made it his own. Let's say that. It might not be written down anywhere, but to him, that's what it means to him.
Well, I look at it like this. I'm a realist here. Nigga does not mean king. It doesn't. It does not mean king. Nigga.
In essence, no, it don't.
Nigga is a bastardization of the word Negro. Okay, that got turned into something negative by the people that invented the word in the first place.
Right.
Okay, so that's what nigga means. Nigga is just a bastardization of the word Negro. All right, doesn't have anything to do with being a king or nothing. It really doesn't. So again, and I told you this before, Kevin Gates needs to pick up a book.
That's why I say I have no, because everything he said has been so, ugh. And maybe he do. Maybe he could learn from that Netflix special.
Yeah,
Documentary.
yeah.
But what do you feel about what he said though?
Here's my deal on what he said. There's a lot of people out there that would agree with everything he said, talking about we kill each other every day. That's only a small percentage of people that kill each other every day. That's number one. Number two, when it comes to black on black crime, quote unquote black on black crime gets overly reported it gets overly reported anyway. Because if Pookie kills Ray Ray at Oak Cliff, it's all over the news.
Yeah, just like yesterday, something happened at Big T Bazaar.
It was all over the news.
Something happened over there in the apartment. It's just like, and it's been on there all day.
Exactly my point.
That's not the first
It's
killing that
overreported.
Big T was on.
No, it's not. It's again, it gets overreported.
Right.
Okay, that's number 2. Number 3, 85 to 90% of all murders committed in the black neighborhood. Who did it? A black person. 95 to 96% of all white murders in a white neighborhood. Who did it?
Black people. No, they say black people.
No, it's
but
white
in
people.
essence, it's white
My
people.
point is, you kill where you live. Same
Right.
deal in the Hispanic neighborhood. 85 to 90% of all murders committed in the Hispanic neighborhood. Who did it? Hispanics. Same deal with Asians. But you don't hear about it. That's my whole point. Okay, so true enough, why should black people be held to a higher standard than everybody else? We're not supposed to kill each other?
Not the way we've been out here marching and fighting for equality and things like that. No, this is my opinion. This is Mimi's opinion. No, we shouldn't. We should be fighting for justice for everyone. We shouldn't be killing each other. We should have empathy toward each other, just from the backs of our slaves and our forefathers, what they went through, just on that strength alone.
I agree with you on that to a certain degree.
Yes.
But my point is, this is my whole point. The reason why I asked that question. There's not a group of people in the United States or in the world where they're not killing each other. Not one.
That's true.
So why should we be any different? Don't hold us to that high standard just because. Just because. That's stupid. Because you're not holding white people to that high standard.
True.
You're not holding Hispanics to that high standard. You're not holding Asians to that high standard. You're not holding Jews to that high standard. And you ain't even a race.
But like I said, this is my opinion. They probably looking at us thinking, all this marching, y'all done, and y'all kill each other like crazy.
But why are we marching though? Because we're not on the same playing field as you. That's why we're marching. Doesn't have
True.
anything to do with Pookie the rapist killing somebody or raping some woman.
Well, I personally feel like a lot of killing, I'm not talking about other culture, I'm talking about our culture here, the Black American race, because I'm not African American, I'm Black American.
Right.
It's a green-eyed monster jealousy.
Oh, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. And that stems from what? Slavery.
Yeah. Because they played us against each other wholeheartedly.
And they do it to this very
And they
day.
still do it to this day. I think that's why we do it like kicker. They feel like, just like I said, I had it emphatically hard on, excuse my French. Yes, they tore that pink Capri Classic yesterday.
That shit was clean, wasn't it?
And so somebody might see him rolling and be like, I'm going to take that nigga shit. I'm going to take that nigga shit because that nigga don't deserve that. That's just me thinking that. Because I've heard other people and I've seen other people who do stuff like that.
And you're absolutely
Instead
right.
of you going out getting you a job, working hard, getting you a Capri Classic, fixing it up, and putting money and time and effort into it like this young man did to his car.
I agree
You
with
just
you.
go try to take his.
I agree with you.
So-
But again, like I said, that's only a small percentage of people because you're always going to have some dustiness in somebody in
yeah.
your culture. I mean, I got dusty relatives. I'm sure you have some too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, my point is this right here. This is where I'm getting at right here. Now, I don't believe in the whole quote unquote black on black crime. I don't believe in that.
Me neither.
Because, like I said, in whatever neighborhood you're at, that's where crime is going to be. And the crime, and if somebody commits a crime against you, it's going to be somebody that's going to be in that neighborhood that did it.
All right.
Because again, if we was living in an all-white neighborhood and somebody breaks in our house, 9 times out of 10, it's probably a white person that did it.
Right.
So I'm not going to sit up here and say, well, black on black crime is this, that, and the third. No, black on black crime just get overly reported. It really does.
It's more aggressively reported in other races. You're right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It gets overly reported. That's
Right.
why I say people need to get off of that whole black on black crime crap. Because, it gets, because again, black on black crime gets overly reported. And it really does. But anyway, again, I think Kevin Gates needs to educate himself instead of going by what some quote unquote niggas say. Okay? He needs to pick up a book, plain and simple. Read that book. I got a shitload of books you can read, Kevin. A bunch of them.
Well, do you really fault him for his feelings?
I
though?
see why he thinks that way.
Yeah.
I see why he thinks that way. Because it's just like in a family. Who the first people to screw you over? Family members.
Your family members, yeah. I know people who are closer to friends than they are to their own sisters and brothers.
Hell, I am.
Yeah. To their own cousins, raised with these cousins, like sisters and brothers.
Yeah.
But they have better understanding, better lifelong relationship with a childhood classmate or something like that.
We ain't got to really get into it and give explicit details, but you have had family members screw other family members that were close to you. Am I correct?
They screwed me. What you talking about? Let's just put it out there 100. I ain't gonna say no names.
No. I ain't saying
yeah,
say no names.
yeah, they have screws. Yeah, my immediate family. Yeah.
Yeah. They screwed you. Screwed your brother. Big time.
But then what do you do though?
Nothing you can do.
Exactly.
And that's what I'm getting at. The people that usually they usually are the first ones to screw you are the people that are closest to you.
Right.
And in the black community, of course you're going to have some people that's going to screw you over. Of course you're going to have people that's going to kick you while you're down. That happens. Nothing you can do about that.
But it shouldn't though.
I agree with you on that. I'm not
shouldn't.
saying that it should happen. I'm just saying it happens, but it does happen.
Yeah.
Okay, ain't nothing you can do about that. Don't judge a whole group of people by the stupidity of a certain few. That's stupid. That's just dumb on his part. Now, am I kicking him while he's down? No, I'm just telling you are just very misinformed, my brother. And again, I got a few books you can read, man, that will get you on the straight and narrow. But I'm sorry, nigga does not mean king.
I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's his own interpretation, but to be coherently corrected, he do need to pick up a
couple of books.
And know the true essence of the word. If he knew the history of the word, like I said, just take that sting out of it. But like I said, that's probably his interpretation, though. You can't knock somebody's interpretation.
I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying, man. You know, he needs if he's going to if he's saying that nigga means king, no, bro, no, it don't.
No, he did not say that. He said it meant big old king. Big old king. Big old king.
Well, it don't matter how you say it, man. He said it meant king, but you know, no, bro, it don't.
Big old king.
It don't, bro. It don't. But anyway, there's a lot of people out there. There was this one guy, and he's a known coon, that was big up in Kevin Gates every step of the way, saying, "Where's the lie?" I said, "Where you want me to start?"
What about the big old king part, or about him saying black people the ones who knocked him down the most?
That part right there. And black people kill each other all the time. Well, shit. A black person that killed John Benet Ramsey, they still ain't solved that case yet, now have they? I still think her parents had something to do with that, but that's my personal opinion, more specifically the father. But that's just my personal opinion. But anyway, again, like I said, if you live in a white neighborhood, 9 times out of 10, the white person gonna be the one doing the killing. Live in a Hispanic neighborhood, guess what? A Hispanic person gonna be doing the killing. So nothing you can do about that.
So in essence, I guess every race has their own.
No race is perfect.
Right, everybody has their own little issues as far as could be jealousy, could be a mistake, could be whatever. It could be a drunken night went bad or something like that. But as far as him saying that he don't want to come back as a nigga, that's the part that I wanted you to. That's the part that to expound on, because it's like I don't feel
that's just self-hatred.
That's why I said I don't feel like that. Like I said, I've seen, I've heard, I've read everything that this skin tone, melanated skin tone, different shades of it, has endured. Yeah. But I wouldn't. This is me, my melanated thought. I won't want to come back as nothing else. Some people might want to. I mean, whatever. But I just don't feel like that. I just feel like that old saying go, yeah, we've been knocked down several pegs, but pick yourself back up by your bootstraps and keep pushing forward. I won't want to come back as nothing else. Me either. But again, like I said, that's self-hatred on his part. That's all that is, and that's the part that really I mean, the other crap he's talking about, that's just him being misinformed. But not wanting to come back as what you already are. Come on, man. That's the part that got me. But can you see the correlation between what he was saying though? Because it's like we just mentioned, if you look at the news, yes, it happened mostly in our neighborhoods and in our culture, but it's reality. We're killing ourselves. on an aggressive, fast pace.
So are white people.
I know
You
that,
just
but
don't hear
not
about it.
as much. Because, like,
Oh,
just the news
that's-
this morning.
that's-
Wait a minute. Just the news this morning. How many stories did they do about black crime?
That goes on the lines of what I said before. Black crime gets overly reported.
And you don't think nothing happened in the white neighborhood?
I know it did, but you don't hear about it. That's my whole point. And I've had this argument with several people. You don't hear about the white crimes. They keep that shit under the damn rug, but they kill each other just as much as black people do. So you're missing with that bullshit.
Yeah.
They really do.
And I don't understand why is it such a candor for people to just overgeneralize it, like this is what happened in this part of town and this is what happened in this part of town.
And the reason why they do it is because white society, because this country was stolen. I mean, founded on the principles of racism.
Not stolen.
Am I lying?
Keep it 100.
Exactly. This country was founded on the principles of racism.
Right.
And the best way for racism to work is to have somebody to be racist against.
Right.
And so whenever they keep on reporting quote unquote black on black crime, the first thing they start saying is the first thing those white folks start doing is say, look at them niggas over there. See how violent they are? It give you something to look down upon. Whereas you got white people out here, they get fucked up on meth, and all of a sudden they go on a killing spree. You don't hear about that until there's more than one white person getting killed.
They just say that it's they had a mental crisis.
Yeah, they had a mental crisis or whatever. They try to justify why he did all that killing.
Yeah.
So you see what I'm saying? White crime gets underreported. Black crime gets overreported.
This is what I want to say. I'm gonna piggyback off what you just said. Couple of weeks, was it last weekend? The big killing spree that happened in Memphis with the black guy who put the camera on his head and was going around recording it.
Yeah.
And was going around talking about this is easy. Killing people is easy. What about them white boys who did the same thing? The one who shot up the grocery store.
Thank you.
Then he recorded it as well?
Yep.
But they said he had a mental issue. So is this black man gonna be charged with a mental issue?
No, he's a thug.
Tomato. It's like we get pegged with so much negative narrative.
Exactly.
And I don't get it.
Exactly.
Like I said, I understand what Kevin is saying.
I get it too.
And I appreciate him because this is the basis of our show today. But then again, I can't relate. I wouldn't want to go make it nothing else. I don't.
It's just like I told
I
people.
don't.
I tell people all the time. And he did say something that I've said before myself. He said everybody wants to be a nigga till they get treated like a nigga.
Right. Right. I agree with that as well.
I agree with you on that. Cause look at Rachel.
Candace Owens. Stacey Dash.
Oh, come on. Have you seen
Herschel Walker, your day is coming.
Have you seen Stacey Dash lately? She like a white woman.
That's why I said she bleaching?
I looked at her, I'm like, what?
Right.
Whoa, hold on.
Right. It's like once they get hit with that N-word in the face, then they start trying to crime on back. I remember people were making a big deal when all that stuff started coming down about Michael Jackson rested. So,
yeah,
because I looked at that special about the other day that came on who killed Michael Jackson. Now they try to say he killed himself. Like, okay. But when Michael Jackson was going back and forth to the court system, and they trying to take all his little coins, who he run to?
Black people. Got
But
that
before that, what was he doing?
He got that nigga wake up call. Again, he got the nigga wake up call. Cause I've always said that white people don't give a damn how much money or fame you got. You still a nigga to them. Always have been, always will be. Granted, Michael Jackson is the single greatest entertainment that this planet has ever produced.
Say it again.
I
don't fault that at all. That is 100%.
I'll say it again. He is the single greatest entertainer this world has ever seen. But
when they need y'all, just like I said the same thing about these political candidates. Kamala Harris.
Come on now.
Chucks and pearls. I'm one of the idiots that fell along with that. God bless me.
Nah, baby. You wasn't an idiot.
Yeah, I was, because I really thought she was going to come in here and just
do something. Oh, yeah.
I thought she was going to show out.
Yeah, she showed out.
I really did.
She showed her true colors is what she did.
Right. But, I mean, it's just sad that they're coming, for lack of a better word, they use us.
Yeah, pretty much. We're a political tool to them.
Yeah.
I've always said that too. And that's the one thing that black people have to understand. See, that's why I didn't vote this last election cycle. Because that was the first thing they did. They're trying to parade Kamala Harris like, she's a sister, she's a soul sister, blah, blah, blah.
She's our current day Savannah Truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was a bust.
But when I heard when she was trying to run for the head seat, when she said that she wasn't gonna do anything strictly for black people, I said, well, hell, well, there go your vote.
There go that bubble.
Yep.
Yep.
So-
I don't know.
So anyway, like I said, man, back to Mr. Gates, he, again, brother, and I wish to God somebody would give you this show right here. You got a lot to learn, a whole lot to learn.
But you just said that there was some other
there was some people
who
out there
has
that agree with it.
who have platforms who agree with
They
him.
agree with him. I mean, and they're misinformed. And most of them are. This one dude, I forgot the cat's name that quick, but he's a known coon. He's got nothing but negativity to say about black women. Black women ain't this. Black women ain't that. I wouldn't date a black woman if my life depended on it. So, you came from a black woman. Your grandmother's a black woman, more likely than not. At least one of them is. If you got sisters, they're black women. So you don't want anything to do with black women at all. So that means you don't want anything to do with your mother. Your mother's a black woman.
And in any way, in any race that you decide, if he doesn't have children, any race other than a black woman, that he decides to have children, your daughter gonna be a black woman.
Thank you.
Let's just keep it real.
Yeah, let's just be real. But like I said, the brother has always had something negative to say about black women, because like right now, black women are the most educated group in the United States.
Hello.
I'd be the first to tell anyway, because I got a one with 3 degrees.
Hello.
I only got 1.
Hello.
So,
I wish people would just stop. I mean, like I said, black women have been, this is me, in my opinion, we've taken the burden of so much.
Yes, indeed.
But we've the backbone of so much as well.
Black women are the backbone.
And we just don't get our due like we should.
Well, see, black women are the backbone of black society. I've always said that.
Exactly.
I've always said that.
And just like Stacey said, Stacey Abrams said, if you want something to get done, get a group of black women together.
Oh, hell yeah.
Who's going to go in there full throttle from the beginning to the end and make it happen.
Yeah.
And I wholeheartedly believe that, because I am one of them.
Exactly.
Whatever I set my mind to, I do it. If I can't do it right, I continue to do it until I get it right.
And that's why I married this woman.
So let's not knock out black women, because we're all not like you think we are.
No.
We team players. We're hard loving, hard hitters, working hard.
Yep.
Going to school, trying to getting degrees.
Yep.
Getting professions as doctors, lawyers.
Yep.
Accountants. We're doing the damn thing.
I agree.
So give us our just due. Just don't knock us for the color of our skin. And if we decide to go across the walls and get us a BBL, let us have our BBL. And most people think we're doing it for men, but we could be doing it for ourselves. Because for a long time, our bodies have been terrorized and knocked as not being beautiful. So let's just keep it 100. But that's just me. I don't know.
No, I agree with everything you just said, because, again, everything you just said, that's why I married you.
But, it's kind of hard to hear and kind of... I don't take it as a negative thing, but to hear another black man speak so ill of a black woman, that disgusts me.
I agree with you on that. I agree with you on
ugh.
that, especially when that motherfucker comes from I didn't mean to say it like that. Yeah, I did. Especially when he comes from a black woman.
Right.
I mean, if you come from a black woman, man, you should have nothing to. You shouldn't have anything negative to say about a black woman.
No.
Nothing. If
Not
anything,
at
you should be
all.
kissing that woman's feet, because, like I said, black women are the backbone of the black community. I'd be the
Right.
first to tell anybody that.
So I'm like, wow, that's whew,
And
over my head.
exactly. I mean, and he's I don't know if you ever heard this cat or not, Tommy Sotomayor. You heard of him?
Yeah.
Punk ass.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's always had something bad to say about black women. Always. And I ain't never liked Tommy Sotomayor. Tariq Nasheed, shout out to that brother, can't stand it.
But then don't you ever wonder what happened to you? Where did this come from?
Exactly.
Did somebody break your heart? That's probably what it is. Somebody broke his heart.
And my whole deal is this right here. Speaking of black women. Again, have I dated other women other than black women? Yes, I have. But guess what? I always came back to black women. Because black women are the only ones that can understand the plight of the black man.
You found yourself.
Exactly. So, but That's the way it should be. But that's just my personal opinion.
Well, they say some other races that lived in the same neighborhood as you could understand it. Do you agree with that?
Yes and no. Yes, because they see firsthand, and no, because just because they see it doesn't mean they understand it.
They see it but don't understand it. Oh, they see it but they never lived it.
Exactly.
Tasted it, dreamed it, heard it. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Okay.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
I mean, the only thing they can do is go by their own experience in their own home. They really can't go by what a black person's experience is. That's what I meant by that. So, but anyway, that
Open up the phone lines for a little bit. See if
ain't nobody
anybody out
chatting.
there.
No, nobody's out there. So, no, ain't a point in opening the phone lines.
Okay.
But it'd be nice if somebody would chime in.
But that was a good. Like I said. I saw this. I said, let me send this to Reggie. Oh, honey.
Yes, indeed.
Because I know how emphatically you are about your convictions, and I just want to know, from one black man to another, what did you think about this brother's sentiment?
I just think he's misinformed. He's very misinformed, and I'll continue to say that the brother needs someone to show him a different way, a different light. In other words, because saying that black people kill each other, yeah, that's true. There's some black people out there that kill other black people. Yeah, I agree with you on that. But all of us don't. I mean, I would never ever kill a black man unless I absolutely positively, any man for that matter, not just black man, but any man, unless I absolutely positively had to. I mean, because if somebody was to come in this house, just like today, when Amazon came banging on the damn door, I'm like, what the hell? I sprung up to see who the hell it was, just in case I had to go in and start whooping somebody's ass. Because I refuse to let anybody come in here and hurt me and mine. Now, that would be the only way I would ever have to hurt a black man, is if my life was in danger, or if your life was in danger.
Right.
That's my job as a man, to protect.
Right.
So that's the only way. So the brother needs to, like I said, pick up a book or 2 or 3 or 4. I got a bunch of them he can read. So
it's like his mind is twisted a little bit. Like some of the stuff he's sing about, some of the things he speak of, you be like, what the? And then when he come back and say something like this to make you think, it makes you wonder, is this all a show for likes or what is it when they buy your records? Is it just
for
a show?
Sales, yeah.
Is it just a show so you can be considered a controversial person?
Well, speaking of controversy from Kevin Gates, he did say he wanted Beyonce to pee on him.
See, stuff like that. See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. You be like, really, Kevin? But then here you are talking about how we got the crab in the barrel syndrome in our own culture. Yeah.
And you saying dumb shit like that.
And that's very prevalent right now.
Yeah.
Well, if that's what he likes, that's what he likes.
I mean, I ain't mad at it. I mean, if you like getting peed on, that's on you. But
I don't think Jay-Z, but
that's
saying, what you want.
But hey,
that's what you want. Wow. See, stuff like that, it's just hard to take people like that.
It's hard to take him serious.
Just,
right?
like I said, I'm gonna go back to this because I know people. I know y'all surprised of some of the stuff I see on here. I am very highly disappointed because everybody know, like right now, I'm missing the game because we doing this show, but I'll probably get the replays later. Everybody know I'm a big football fan.
Yeah.
And Herschel Walker was, I idolized that young man when he was playing for Georgia and then when he went into the NFL. But to hear him outside of the rims of that, I'm highly disappointed. Highly disappointed.
Well, my grandfather always told me.
And he's a country boy, raised in the country like me. So,
my grandfather always
your grandfather turned on his grave.
Man, my grandfather always told me, man, if you're not going to help another black man, don't do nothing to hurt him.
Right.
Now, I'm not trying to hurt Herschel Walker or anything like that, but damn, Herschel.
Right. Be like, for real, Hersch.
Bruh.
And I just kind of related to maybe he got that syndrome where, you got hit in the head too many times.
Yeah.
But I think last time I did that, they were like, no, that's not it.
No.
That's not it.
No, that's not it. People tried to say that shit and talking about, he got a relaxed brain. Relaxed brain, my ass.
Yeah.
No.
And I just, I don't want nobody to get used or be politicized, for some particular platform. But I could be wrong, but I think they're using him.
That's exactly what they're doing.
They're
because
using
the
him.
only reason why he's ahead of Warnock is because of his name.
And can you
That's
believe
the only
that he
reason
is
why.
winning in the polls?
Yeah.
It's just like the same thing. Even though I have my reservation between both of these men, that's the same thing. Like when Trump was, even now he done been the president for 4 years.
Yeah.
If y'all haven't known or haven't heard, he's running again,
And he's gonna win.
and he's pretty tight in the polls.
He's
again.
gonna win. He's gonna win it.
So
He's
it's
gonna
like
win it.
I'm with that same thing. I'm like, how the hell can Trump be so close in the polls? But like I sent you that article about a lot of black men said that if Trump truly runs, they're gonna vote for him.
Yeah.
And y'all know that is the biggest racist. But you know what? Even though I feel like he's the biggest racist, he didn't hide it.
Nah, that's the
He
one
showed
thing
you
I
up
can-
front who he was.
Louis Farrakhan said that in his Breakfast Club interview. He said, "With Donald Trump, what you see is what you get."
Right.
And I agree
Good
with I agree with Mr. Farrakhan. You know, I'm a Farrakhan fan, and I agree with Mr. Farrakhan when he said, "With Donald Trump, what you see is what you get." You are absolutely right, brother minister.
But
With
to
Trump-
hear so many black men say they'll vote for him, why?
I'm yet to figure that one out,
Well, they
but
said they wasn't broke. They had a little savings when Trump was in office. That's what they kept relating back to, that they were doing okay financially.
well, let me say this, and I've said this to you before about Donald Trump. Donald Trump didn't do anything to help black people, but he didn't do anything to hurt black people either.
Yeah.
Because he didn't do anything for black people.
No.
He told you flat out he wasn't, and he
Right.
didn't.
He didn't.
But
He
his
didn't-
but everything that he did didn't hurt black people.
Right. He told y'all he wasn't gonna have them Obamas come there and unveil their portrait. They did not come. They did not come.
I didn't expect
he
them to
told
come
y'all
anyway.
up front that what it was, but it has to be something more than political that we vote this man back. I mean, not political, but financial, that we vote this man back in office. Which is true. Gas wasn't high. I was able to buy my dozen of eggs comfortably when he was in office. But some of the things he did, and this whole country by other countries was looked at so like we was a bunch of idiots, for lack of a better words.
Right.
And it can't be all of us. It's just our leader comes across as being an idiot. And so they just felt like, well, if y'all voted him off, y'all must be idiots too, because you voted for him. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm not going. I don't really get into the who you should vote. You'll never hear me tell you need to vote. I would never do that.
tell anybody that. I would never tell anybody.
Do
See,
your research, people.
I've always told people this, man. If you are confused about who to vote for and what you should do with your vote, you can't go wrong with listening to Malcolm X's speech, "The Ballot or the Bullet." He wrote that in 1964. Okay, and everything that he said in 1964 holds true to what's going on in the political landscape as of today. So basically what Malcolm was saying is, with black people in general, he was just saying, don't vote blindly. And don't just vote Democrat, just be voting Democrat.
Just don't vote Democratic by the color of their skin
Exactly.
or their affiliation is like a woman.
Exactly. Don't just waste. In other words, Malcolm was saying, don't waste your vote.
Yeah.
Weaponize your vote.
Right.
And that's pretty much what I was doing. I didn't like either candidate. I didn't like Jim Crow Joe, and I damn sure didn't like Trump. So I'm not going to vote for the quote unquote lesser of the two evils, because there is no lesser evil. Evil is evil. That's just the way I see it. I mean, is a rapist more evil than a person that just stole a loaf of bread so he could eat from a grocery store?
No, sin is a
No,
sin.
that's different. Sin is sin. It's thou shalt not steal.
Right.
Thou shalt not covet. Come on, those are cardinal sins.
Right.
They're the same sin.
One don't outweigh the other.
One don't outweigh the other. It's still a
Right.
sin.
Right.
So that's the way I see it. There is no lesser of the evil. Jim Crow Joe is just as racist as Trump. He just hides his racism,
Right. Which is sad.
which is sad. I mean, at least with Donald Trump, you know he's a racist, and he'll let you
He
know.
pulled the wool over our eyes too, just like Kamala.
Hell yeah. I told y'all. I told everybody that voted for that man. Dude, I'm telling y'all,
But then
man.
they kept thinking, he was vice president for O and good buddies with Mr. O, and we just thought that he was gonna go in there and do like Mr. O.
Yeah,
but
right.
He did oh my God.
Exactly. He did a complete 360.
Oh, yeah.
So, but anyway, again, I would never tell anybody who they should and shouldn't vote for. I would never do that. I would never tell anybody not to vote.
Me neither.
Because I get in trouble for that shit.
That's your given right of your ancestors to vote.
Yeah, I mean, you
'Cause
know.
we lost a lot of people to give you that right to vote.
I agree.
But do your homework. To just don't follow somebody. Well, my granny did, or my daddy was a Democrat. Don't do that.
See,
Don't do
and that's
that.
another thing I was going to get at. Don't vote just because your ancestors died for your right to vote. That was a human right that was a human right as an American citizen to do anyway. So, I mean, granted, yes, our ancestors died and bled blood so we can have their right to vote. But don't vote just because of that fact. That's stupid too.
But some people do, though. And
I
some
agree.
people don't do it, too, because of that.
I know it.
Yeah.
But, you know, again, like I said, do your due diligence, do your research. Don't just take my word for it. Do your own thing.
Right.
Do your own thing. I mean, do what's best for you.
Well, another dynamic show, my love.
Always, baby. Always. Always. I wish we could have got some callers in, though. But, you know, it is what it is.
Came on a little late. We got
Yeah, it did
get
come
a
on a
little
little late.
earlier.
And plus, we're a little off the mark a little bit because, you know,
Baby, I
everything.
thought we done stopped doing it.
Nah, we're not going to stop doing it. As long as I got breath in my body, we ain't going to stop doing it.
Because it's always something to chat about.
Oh, my God, yeah.
So many things in this world make you say, what the?
What the
Or
hell?
make you, Or, oh, my God,
There's a lot
for
of
real?
things, man.
Yes,
There's a lot of
every
stuff, man.
day is just,
It's always something.
every day.
It's always something. Yeah, but we've been on here for a couple of hours already. So, but we had a good show, as usual.
Well, let me say this before we get off the air. Yesterday was my mother-in-law's birthday.
Hey, yeah, Mom.
Happy birthday, Miss Judy. Hope you had a
Mom.
beautiful, beautiful day.
Yeah, my cousin Nikki took her to the bookstore.
Oh, cool. Oh, what did she get our card? You think she got our card?
Not yet. She'll
Oh,
get it
okay.
tomorrow. She'll get it tomorrow.
So, we have another birthday coming up.
Oh, I wonder whose it is.
Shout out to Patrick. His birthday is on the 14th. Shout out to him. But the big birthday is this man sitting in front of me.
Hey.
So we will be getting together at Dave and Buster's on Saturday to celebrate his birthday.
Y'all come on out, man. Come on out.
So if
Boy,
y'all would like to attend, just give me a shout out so I can extend the reservation to you to make sure we have enough space for everybody.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
right now, we will be celebrating his birthday on Saturday.
Yeah, buddy, we're going to have some fun too, y'all. At least I hope so
Absolutely.
anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because to be honest with you, I've never been to Dave and Buster's.
You've never had a party.
I never had a birthday party,
Yeah.
ever. Never had a birthday party. In my almost 51 years of living, I'm telling my
Right.
age and shit. But I don't care. Yeah, I'm 51.
I'm
I'll
proud
be
of
51,
mine.
damn it. Yep, I sure am.
For real.
And my mother is very good 72. Yeah, I'm glad to have my mom and share my mother with my wife.
Absolutely.
Because my mom loves her to death.
She's a very good woman. Very good, strong black woman, yeah.
Yeah, taught me a whole lot. I can tell you that right now. That's why I'm so Afrocentric between her and my stepdad. So, but anyway, yeah, we're planning on having some fun. Cause again, I've never been to Dave and Buster's,
Right.
so I don't know what to expect. But we'll be okay.
But other than that, everybody have a good week.
Everybody got to have a good
If
week,
guys say
man.
the same, we don't have too much party Saturday. We'll be back next Sunday.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Don't forget to tell a friend, tell a friend.
Yeah, hit the like, smash the likes on that show, man. Subscribe.
And also utilize the email and let us know if there's any topics
Man, yeah.
that you would like to
Please,
discuss.
by all means. I've checked it a few times, and some people came up with some opinions. Some like, we have a good show and stuff like that, but you know they don't really come up with any kind of subjects or anything like that.
Oh, well, good.
Which is fine. You know, we appreciate the kudos.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we really do, really do. I mean, there are people, man. I forgot to tell you this. We had an email from somebody from the UK.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm like,
Beautiful.
wow. Oh, that's what's up.
Good day. No, that's not good day, mate. What they do over there. I know that's what we kept talking about yesterday. I just think everybody say good day, mate.
Hello, governor.
Everybody don't say that.
They go, hello, governor.
Hello, governor. But yeah, just keep us going because there's so much in this world. We just want to keep y'all abreast of what's going on.
Yeah. We gotta keep y'all informed, man, because ain't nobody else gonna do it for us but us.
Not like us anyway.
Exactly, man.
Sometimes they'll end up spinning the narrative.
Oh man, yeah, you already know. But anyway, we're gonna wrap this show up
All
because
right.
I know my wife is getting hungry because I know I am. So, but anyway, I'm Reggio.
And I am Mimi the Lady.
We out.
Bye.